Hey, hi, Sydney. Whoops.
Hello.
That's probably the last thing everybody want to see something big of, huh? I swear that some people come in just to watch the countdown timer in the video because it seems like they flee when I open my mouth. Boy, what a show we have!
Yeah, we have multiple rescues that are on today.
Yes, and we want to welcome the Golden Gate Labrador Retriever Rescue to the show today, and we're streaming to their page too. So, shout out to San Francisco. That's where they're at. So they cover that area and probably a little more. I don't know that for sure. But boy, we've got GPRS on. We've got 2 Utah rescues on. It's exciting. And before we get going, I think we gave it away in the countdown timer because the Big Butt Contest is starting.
Yes, indeed.
And didn't know what to do because I kind of put it together and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. So what I did was made it easy, made it so I could do it. Okay. All you do is go out to the Rescue Show's Facebook page. It's facebook.com Rescue Show. Very easy. And post your picture. You're entered. How about that? We got a panel of 3 judges and from 3 different states. And because it was impossible to find impartial judges.
Hey, Steve, can we put up an example of a big butt photo, fluffy butt photo?
Well, yeah, we can. I think we can. There's one right there. There's 5.
Yep.
And look at that 3rd one from the left. That's going to be hard to beat, isn't it? Well, don't worry about it. That dog can't win. That dog belongs to one of the judges. That's why she's up there. We didn't want to scare people. Okay. She can enter the dog, just the dog can't win. How's that? Now, the cool part are we're going to award 4 different prizes. There is no 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Everybody's a winner. Okay. And let's just make this thing fun. So, we have anybody ever heard of the Great Pyrenees Coffee Company?
No.
Well, now you have. I'll be putting links in the show description as Sydney moves forward with the show because I didn't know how to do it until we went live because I don't know everything. So I will have links down there. I'll put a link to the Rescue Show's Facebook page so you can enter and let's have some fun. Now, officially, we kicked it off today. And it's going to end Friday the 16th. Just in case we get a lot of people, we got to give the judges time to make their decisions. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And so this thing finally got together and made official like the day before yesterday. So.
And Rena is asking a question: is there a charge to enter? The answer?
Oh no! Oh gosh, no! I would have told you. This is for fun. We're going to have fun.
Yep.
Now. We're hoping in the future to attract rescues individually. If they want to do a fundraiser, they can do something like this and maybe charge you $1, $5, whatever to enter your photo. Won't be much. Depends how much money they need and depends what kind of turnout we get. So if you don't enter, they're not going to want to use it. I wouldn't. So we just have some fun. Okay.
Yeah, just for fun.
And show off your dogs. And if you don't want them to show them off publicly, you can enter them on the messenger on the Rescue Show's Facebook page too, because one of the judges is also an administrator to that. All right.
Yep.
So, you want to know who the judges are? No, so do I. I don't know who they are either. All right. But they may tell you. It's not a big secret, but it's their secret, not mine. Okay. So, and let's see, is that all? Other than it's still raining Great Pyrenees out of the sky, probably labs too. We got to become a more responsible society because people don't realize what happens to a dog emotionally when they lose their home. Okay. You may be all frustrated. Oh, okay, I'll teach you. I'm going to get rid of you. That's not how they think. Okay. So let's try. And there's plenty of resources. If you can't handle behavior, call a rescue of your breed that you have. They've got resources and that training help, behavior help. With our breed, we all know that not just any trainer can work with them. Okay. Because you don't want to use tools on any breed. You don't need them. They're not necessary. All right. There's other ways. And, well, they work. Don't get me wrong. They work, but they also have lingering side effects if you like shock collars or something like that. So, and a lot of the rescues have clauses in their adoption contracts that you can't use them anyway. So, and because they know what they do to the dogs. That's all. They're protecting their dogs. Because humans, sometimes we make mistakes because we're human. So anyway, all right, we got to move forward. So the first dog we're going to bring up, well, I don't know what to say, but we're going to bring Nike up because she's not adoptable. She already got adopted. And somebody wanted her and they waited too long, didn't they? So the point to this is she's beautiful for one. She's great Akbash. Where are you? Are you in Utah or Montana?
We're in Utah.
You're in Utah.
We're in northern Utah.
She has a heck of a story behind her, doesn't she? This has been a journey to get here, hasn't it?
It has been a big journey for her, yeah. Come on here and say that.
Now, she, what you see now, she's not wearing shorts and a diaper. She had 2 surgeries. And they got her all fixed up. And she had torn an ACL. It was missed, and then what happens, it overstrains the other knee, okay? And they had to do them both. And she's recovered, and she's a stinker, just like Akbash are. And she will come with she's going to her doctor with reassembly instructions, okay? Because Akbash, you got to reassemble them every time they wake up, all right?
Yeah.
But she is beautiful. And oops, there's another dog living with her, huh?
Yep, that's Miss Bodette, the resident dog.
Yeah, a good looking dog too.
It's so cute that they're in the crate together hanging out.
Yeah. And Nike's okay with it because Nike likes her crate.
She does.
It's clearly voluntary.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And actually, Nike followed her in. Bodette really likes her crate, which that's not hers, obviously, but so she hopped right in when I opened the gate, and then Nike followed her in, and they both just turned for their crate treat. So
right. And the thing of it is that she sought permission from Nike and received it. She got consent, because if she didn't, she wouldn't have gone in because Nike would have told her. Dogs communicate in that way, and they do better than we do, dog. So they're the best ones that correct a dog. If you correct a dog, a human, we usually screw that one up. Only a dog should be correcting another dog, and they're pretty good at it for the most part. Some might get a little overzealous. So how long have you had her? You've had her since the beginning of December, right?
Yep. She was, if it's a thing, which I don't think it's a thing, she was returned for stupid reasons. And was hurt. She went to a really lovely foster, but once they found out she needed surgery, that lovely lady had a bunch of stairs. So she came to our house because we don't have stairs. We had her for 9 or 10 days from the beginning of December, and then she went for surgery on, I believe, December 14th.
Yes.
Yep.
So, yeah, and she had both of her knees repaired at the same time.
That must have been challenging from a medical standpoint for the fosters.
It really actually wasn't. I didn't really think we could do both together, but I also didn't understand. I wasn't sure how we would help her when she had 2 bad knees. So she has one knee with surgery and the other one's bad. I couldn't figure out how we would help her recover and all of that. And another alumni recommended Sun Valley Animal Hospital and Dr. Aker in Sun Valley, Idaho, Ketchum, Idaho. And so we started investigating that, and they did an amazing job. They were able to fix both of them at the same time, and she walked out of the hospital.
Wow, that's amazing. And you had to drive quite a ways to do that, but because of that, because that was a special surgeon, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's got about 40 years of experience. He had a hand in developing and improving the plates they use. He has, like I said, all that experience. So he's amazing and very.
She's not even limping.
Yeah, she looks so good.
Yeah.
My goodness, she's
Oh,
got.
can you go get her?
Yeah,
You
she's
just look groovy. Welcome to the rescue show, everybody.
Well, there you go. She's a little naughty.
We've had them proof on the show before.
But yes, as you can see, she's quite able-bodied.
They did a good job on that surgery, that's for sure. Now, was she listed and available that whole time she was recovering, or was there a delay there a little bit?
For what?
For her listing to be, could they apply for her while she was recovering?
I
don't remember if she was public or not the whole time.
I'm not entirely sure how she was listed.
I know she went public earlier.
She did. So she went back to being adoptable when the adopters, as I said, returned her, knowing that they needed to figure out what had happened to her leg. And I'm just not sure if they changed her status or not. I'd have to check with the ladies to see if they did or not. And she was going to go back to her original foster, Jess, who's part of the rescue. But then they had these lovely folks in New Mexico looking for a dog. And based on the conversations with Jess, she just thought Nike was a wonderful fit for them. So she may or may not have gone back public, but they just thought she'd be a really good fit. So.
Okay, Rebecca just said they took her off the website when they found out she needed the surgery, and I knew that. At one point, but you did put her back on when you found out the surgery was a success, didn't you, Rebecca, I think? And there is a question here. Lori wants to know if big, black, fluffy noof butts can enter. Yes, all breeds can enter. The rescue show is not breed specific, even though it looks like it is. It's not breed specific. We've had other breeds on before, well, with Great Pyrenees Rescues, but it's always we've always invited shelters and SPCAs and other rescues on. Well, the lab rescues here now. Granted, they do have Great Pyrenees on, but we're hoping they'll bring some labs on and show them too. So, yeah, all dogs, any dog can come on this show. So, and yes, your Newfies can come on. I hope they just better not. All Newfies better not win. There should be some Great Pyrenees in there too. Now, the Labradors may not be able to compete with the big butt of the Great Pyrenees, but you never know. I'm not sure they could. Okay. But they can have, I even suggested to them that they could have a contest, the Labius Lab contest. Okay. So, or something like that. It's all about fun and having fun with your dog.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So,
well, since Miss Nike has disappeared.
Sorry about that.
And so is Gary. Gary's gone. I think Nike and Gary's out on a date.
Yeah, I think we can go ahead and bring up our next guest.
I think we will. And I don't remember who that was. I tell you what, for me, it's weird seeing a host down there and not up here. So if you and Jamie are okay, I just want to bring Jamie up to the side here. Okay. Hi, Jamie.
Let's go ahead and bring Jamie to front and center so we can hear all about Gunner.
Oh my God!
Okay, may as well.
Well, I got two of them here, but yes. So Gunner.
Which one's which?
This one's Gunner.
Awesome.
And this one's Lauren.
Oh, look how cute!
Oh my God! I know.
Oh. Sorry, Gunner. She's kind of gonna steal the show, isn't she?
I know.
But here's one thing about Gunner. I'm going to play his video first. How about that? All right. I'm going to make us all the same size. Okay. Because he's got a video and I want everybody to pay attention to his video because it's cool. doesn't bark. He gets along with anything and everything, and most importantly, he comes when he's called.
He does. He definitely comes when he's called.
Anybody that has a Pyrenees that comes when they call, raise your hands. Nobody, huh? Okay, except Jamie.
He doesn't
Wow.
act. He doesn't act much like a peer.
Wow. All right. Hey, before we get going too further, hey, Erica and Gary, is it time for you guys to head out? We can take you down if you want.
Okay, that'd be fine.
All right. Yeah. And really,
guys.
thank you for bringing her up and showing her off like that, because she's a special girl to me, and I get to follow her when she goes to the adopter. How about that? I'm the lucky one.
Sorry, she's a deserter. She's back now.
All right. Okay, you guys, thank you for coming, and we'll get you on the show with your next foster. How's that?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All righty. Bye. Sorry, Jamie.
No worries. No worries.
All right.
So
Cosmo.
I love Gunner. He's the best.
He is the only time he barks is when he's watching TV and he sees a dog.
You have heard him bark.
That's when he barks.
Okay. Now,
Which is rarely.
so he barks at TV. Okay. Dang. That is a dang. Boy, what a.
Actually, all my dogs do that. So I have to turn it down when there's dogs barking on the TV because they're all gonna go off.
Okay, so is he barking at TV, or is he barking because he's joining in with the other dogs?
He watches TV more than
good.
the other dogs.
Really?
So he sees them.
So
And
TV is his crib.
That's so funny.
He watches TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's a really gentle puppy. I mean, I saw a video of him playing with Lauren, and he matched her. He was so gentle and careful with her, but he's still really engaged in good play. So, Jamie, can you share, because you have a lot of dogs at your house?
I do.
And they're all different personalities and ages. So, can you kind of share about how he does with everybody?
Yeah. So my very first peer, Angel, who's a little over 4 years old. I've had her a little over 3 years. She's the queen bee, definitely. Everybody respects her. Everybody wants to play with her. And then I have my 4.5-year-old lab, who's
Labrador Retriever. Listen to that, Lab Rescue.
Yes, and she is the ambassador. She's the first one that meets all my dogs, all my fosters, because she's just chill. She's just super
Wow.
chill. And so she always meets everybody. And then I have B, who's just
Yay!
yeah, I missed Riley. So Riley was one of the Z pups, and that was the last time I actually had small puppies, was with him and siblings. So Riley's a little over 2. He's the temperamental one, so they all know to they'll go and even Lauren, and she knows when he's a little ornery. She'll go all the way around the sofa to stay away from him, and Gunner does that too. So
Wow.
they know to stay away from him when he's in a sassy mood.
Yeah. Now we're gonna Lauren's up and coming, right?
Yeah.
She'll be featured on a future show. Is that right?
Yeah, so I'm hosting at the end of the month. So
Okay.
if she's still available,
Right.
I'll bring her on then.
I want to go back to Gunner.
Yeah.
His sisters and his mom have all been adopted, haven't they?
Yeah, the mom actually just got returned.
Oh, she did. Who's mom?
Gamya,
Oh,
however.
I don't know her name. I don't know the name. Huh.
Gamya. I just
Okay.
found that out last night. I
Wow.
just found that out.
Okay. And I touched on that at the beginning of the show.
What's that?
I touched on that a little bit at the beginning of the show. Now I don't know why she was returned. I mean, sometimes it's just not right. I mean, I get that. But some of these dogs that not necessarily being returned, Great Pyrenees Rescue Society's got a very low return rate, percentage rate, probably the lowest in the country, in my opinion. I work with a few rescues, and so you guys do good.
Yeah.
This probably
I just read-
attested to a combination of things. You're good at picking out a good fit, and you're good at reading the people, and you have resources. Okay. You want to keep the dogs in their homes, whether they're yours or potentially coming in. You don't want them. It's not because you don't want them. It's better for the dog to stay in their existing home in most cases. So
Yeah, I just read a statistic, a recent one from 2024, that 67% of dogs are no longer in their original home.
wow. I wonder if the Great Pyrenees has actually brought that percentage up, because we have a very narrow market here. We're on a tunnel vision market, if you may. This breed isn't for everybody.
Well, and Brina makes a good point that
Yes.
so Great Pyrenees Rescue Society has a less than 5% return rate.
I
Because
thought that was 0.5.
no, but because it's so, our application process is involved. We get to know people. And one of the, actually one of our adopters who said hello earlier today, Debbie, I got to work with her, and she adopted from us. So hi, Debbie.
Debbie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just put that together.
But so, Jamie, you actually, who do you walk Gunner with? Because he plays with older dogs well. He plays with puppies. He plays with dogs of similar size. But because you take kind of two separate dog walks, you split everybody up
Yeah.
kind of into two groups, right?
Yeah, so I walk. So it depends. So if I go, like today is a beautiful day, I walked B. I usually walk B with Angel, and then B has a lot of energy, so I'll walk him again with Gunner, and like
I've
we're
got a
gonna go down to
picture
the
of.
river. We're gonna go down to the river on the trail, you know, when I'm off here, and so I'll just take B. Actually, I'm going to take my lab and him out. So he's a little shy. Like when people approach him, he kind of backs up a little bit, and he's a little shy. He's great on a leash he has no leash reactivity with dogs whatsoever. He's actually more comfortable meeting a dog than a person, a strange person, you know. But he'll get, you know, then if we're talking for a long time, he'll then come up, and because everybody wants to pet, you know, there's a lot of dogs, a lot of people that go on these trails, and everybody wants to pet him. Because he's grown a lot. I've had him for almost 3 months. So that video of him coming up the stairs, that was relatively.
That was early on.
Yeah, that was when he was.
And he had to conquered the scares, because he didn't know how to do it in the beginning, right?
This one did it all by herself. Like I didn't even know where she was.
She's a girl. She's scared of nothing.
Nothing. But yeah, so Gunner is the most sweetest. I've fostered a lot of dogs, and he is absolutely the most gentle and sweetest.
All right.
I put him in his crate when I go run errands, but he sleeps on the end of my bed.
All right. Okay, we got to move on. We still have 3 more dogs here. And I'll tell you, it's hard sometimes, because we have another Gunner with the Utah Rescue, kind of, and his name's Winter. And he's similar. He's a little older. You know, everybody's got their little quirks here and there, and he's not a perfect peer, but depends on who's looking at him, right?
Yeah.
The
only thing Gunner does is get in the plants, but so did every dog that puppy. My dogs came into the house at young. They all got into the plants.
I get into the plants. Okay.
I had Zima, and she would bury her bones in my plants.
Oh boy. Yep.
And I think she found in the yard, in the garden area, Angel, she found a bone yesterday. And at first I thought, what is that? And I realized it was something like a year ago that Zima buried in my yard.
All right. Okay, well, we got to move on because this foster in Utah, she has 2 dogs, and one's a puppy. But we still have Casper down there because Casper's going to be a superstar today. We're going to let him bring up the rear, but I am going to bring him up now. I don't want Phil to stay down there this whole time. So this is new. We've never done this before, and I think I'm getting a dirty look from Sydney. So
maybe we'll do a little Brady Bunch homage.
that's what I'm thinking. So, but I'm going to, but I still, Casper has a video too that we're going to play, but I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to do, since Jen has 2 dogs, they're from 2 different rescues. She's fostering for 2 rescues. So we've got Great Pyrenees Rescue Resources, Utah, Montana, and that's they have Winter. I think Jen's trying to talk to me here, and she also has Izzy there, who is with Mountain Mamas. So we're going to play both their videos, and I'm going to bring Phil up, and we're going to have a party. Okay, that's Casper, by the way. So, well, and Casper will get his video played on his time. So here we go. We're going to start introducing some dogs. Who you gonna show first, Jen?
Winter.
Okay, so I'll do Izzy's video first, then Winter's last, and we'll go into Winter.
Yes, because Winter.
Okay, that was Mountain Mamas with Izzy. Now, this is Great Pyrenees Rescue Resources, Utah, Montana, and this is Winter. Just a little note, if I had to choose from one dog on the show to adopt, I would choose Winter and Gunner. Wow, what a crew you have there, Jen.
Yes, I do.
Before we get started, the reason I brought Phil up because I was noticing something that I wanted everybody else to notice too, and then it changed. But Casper, this whole time, had been just right there, unbothered and unmoved this entire show so far until I brought him up to the public. Okay, so anyway, welcome to the world of the Great Pyrenees. Wow, look at this.
That, Jen, that is such a cute puppy pile you have going on right there.
They're both so cute.
Wow, but Winter.
My dog's out, actually.
All right. Now Winter, he sounds like what Jamie just described with Gunner, kind of, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a talker though. He likes to talk.
Okay, but he's a talker. Okay.
Yeah.
But he sure has come quite some ways since you got him. Scared and timid, huh?
Yeah, he would. These three were also, him and his two brothers were also abandoned, and so he came, and I think for about the first 3 days, all he did was bark. Like he wouldn't come near us, nothing. He's come a long way.
Okay.
So
Right, and I'm going to touch on that briefly. She used the word abandoned, and that's a big word that people don't want to hear, but it happens. See, here's the problem. The shelters and rescues countrywide are over full, and there's no place to take them. Okay? Some people have their backs against the wall, and they don't know what to do, and they feel that that the dog has the best chance that way. I guess. Why am I defending people? Because people need to be defended too, but I'll defend the dogs before I'll defend any human if it comes down to that. Yeah. Now both of these dogs are actually available for adoption, but they're at two different rescues, aren't they? How does that work? Oh, I guess just foster dogs, huh?
I think both the rescues, I think they're friends or connected in some way. So
cool.
It works very easily.
And we'll go in a little bit deeper than that. Not only does Utah have two rescues, they get along with Great Pyrenees Rescue Montana. They work together, and there's an Akbosh Rescue in Colorado that they work with together, and the Peer Rescue in Colorado also. This group of rescues, man, they move mountains. They really do. It's just amazing to watch these people in action. So now it's not that the other rescues don't get me wrong. You know, Great Pyrenees Rescue Society is the largest rescue in the country for Great Pyrenees. That says a lot right there. They got more fosters than everybody else combined. So
yeah, there's a lot.
Look at him.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of them right now.
Yeah, there is. So Mr. Winter, what would be his perfect home?
He actually gets along just with anybody. He just takes a little time to warm up, but he does well with my 11-pound Dotson. He does good with him. He's doing really well with Izzy. He actually really likes Izzy.
He said in some ways he seems to mentor her some ways, but man, that would be very unusual because of his age.
Yeah, he's always cleaning her. Always, if she goes outside to go to the restroom, he follows her. My dog is a little angry, and if he gets angry with her, Winter steps in. He doesn't do anything, but he steps in and goes and sits like right next to her, like, I'm going to protect you. So he's
wow, that's and Winter is just adorable too. And now he oh, never mind. That was Izzy I was thinking of. Now,
Ben, can you remind us how old he is?
Winter's 6 months.
Okay.
Now we got another situation with you. We need to move him to a longer term foster, right? Because of one of your resident dogs is coming back, and you're having some issues with yours. That's doesn't matter what it is. Could be medical, could be behavior. We don't know. We don't care. But you feel that you can go ahead and move Winter to a longer term foster?
Yes. I mean,
Okay.
I would like him to find an adoptive home rather
That's
than another
the ideal part.
But if there's no option, then yes, I don't want him to pick up what my dog is doing at the moment.
Right. And I think it'd also be good because that might be time to separate those two. They might think they're siblings.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, they don't know for sure. But I'll tell you, that little Izzy's going to be a stinker, isn't she?
Yeah, she's
She likes to play bitey face already, doesn't she?
yeah, just with Winter. They're both pretty mellow puppies though from how puppies are. So I
Okay.
think they're pretty mellow.
Winter is just simply adorable.
Winter
And like I said, if I had to choose one dog, that's impossible. So I would have to choose Gunner and Winter. All right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hey, we have a special guest that just popped in for a minute from now, but this is cool. Now, so how does Winter do with cats?
I haven't had him around any cats like in the home, but we went to a vet and they had about 8 or 9 cats there, and he just walked right on past them. They were all roaming free at the vet clinic we went to, and he went nose to nose with a cat and didn't even pay any attention. So I think he would be great with a cat. He's just
Good.
not fake and
Okay.
was not focused at all. Walked
Now,
right
at
past
6 months old, that's still a puppy. So he's probably going to need another dog to play with in the home he goes to, whether it be a foster or adopter. Is that correct?
He's actually good with or without.
Oh,
His
really?
brother was going to a family that had no other dogs, and I really suggested Winter because he's like fine. He's just like
Right.
nonchalant, like whatever.
Yeah, that's right. He came in with 2 siblings, and you took all 3 of them, didn't you?
I actually just had the 2.
Okay.
I did take the 2 of them, and they sent the other one somewhere else. The other one had Hod disease.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That's right. They went to a medical foster.
Yeah, Winter and his brother was cleared for Hod. They
Okay.
had an X-ray and everything, so they got cleared. I had 3.
I had to ask Rebecca what Hod's was.
Yeah, so I wasn't able to do that, and 3 special needs.
Right,
children.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he pretty high energy? Would be the assumption at 6 months old.
No, Winter's pretty mellow. He likes to be outside and just protect the yard. Honestly, I have to bring him. He doesn't like to come in the house.
See what I was saying? I would pick him and Gunner, because Gunner's he's going to. Anytime we have a perfect puppy, they usually grow. Perfection is in your eyes. Okay. Usually, if you got an easy puppy, typically they grow into an easy dog. So, and that's usually a plus. All right. Now, let's. Anything you want to add on either one of those? Because we got to get over to Casper, and our special guest is down there for an announcement, actually. And it's exciting to have him here. I didn't know he was going to come on, but that's cool.
Yeah.
We have Roman down here. Roman is a behaviorist that works with these breeds around the world. Okay. And is involved in the science of it. And he's he's my friend. Okay. And colleague.
So we'd love to hear a little bit about Izzy now, because she had kind of a shocking situation where you picked her up from.
Yeah, Izzy came from interesting situation. She was being stalked by coyotes in the desert of Utah. Oh, she had to go get Izzy. Izzy exited stage left. I missed it.
Izzy left. Yes. Izzy,
How old is Izzy?
Izzy is about 12 or 13 weeks, I believe.
Okay.
And her brothers, one of her brothers is with my sister, and the other brother is with my other sister. So it's like a family event. We all each have one of the dogs.
All right.
Yeah. So what we heard was they were abandoned, and coyotes were circling them. So before somebody rescued them, the three of them.
Right. And now they took a big chance on saving those dogs, didn't they? In the state of Utah. They had to make sure there wasn't any flock within 50 miles or they could be charged in the state of Utah. Is that correct?
Gosh, I mean, she's so little. Just to
She is.
free
I
them
read
out
in,
there is-
now I read in part of Jen's description that little girl can hold her own.
She can. I don't
She's
know
so
if she's
cute.
going to coyotes, but I bet they were surviving out there on their own. So
Wow.
Well, and then nobody knows how long they were there. It wasn't a real long time because of their age, but
yeah, not a real long time because they're really healthy, so they don't look starved.
Okay.
Not
All right.
overweight.
so Izzy is Mountain Mamas, Peers and Pups, and Winter is Great Pyrenees Rescue Resources, Montana or Utah, Montana. I invited Ashley to come on, and she had to work today. Just help represent you and the dogs. Anything you would like to add before we move forward? We're running out of show here.
Just Winter's hair is so long. It's long and soft. He has really soft hair. And I'm really grateful for both these rescues. They're really great with me.
And boisterous.
Yes, and Winter would like to add to that, I guess.
I see that. That's awesome. And anytime a dog does something like that, always remember there's a reason for it, and they're trying to communicate something to someone, or maybe to Izzy. All right, that's the second best form of communication we have with them.
Yes.
So, wow, thank you. Now,
Thank you.
boy, thank you so much for you're fostering for 2 rescues. Holy cow! We had Stephanie on last week with 20 dogs. We had on last week. That she's fostering, but she has her own rescue too, and she's fostered a lot of GPRS dogs, and
Yes.
and she would bring in dogs from the shelters and SPCA's and stuff, and that's why there were so many. We didn't even get to see all of the dogs Stephanie has because some of them aren't ready yet. But
Right.
now, Roman, what we're going to do here is a little bit differently. I'm going to play Casper's video, and there's a method to my madness here. And because you want to make an announcement, and it's exciting, all right? And Phil is interested in your announcement. How about that?
Oh,
That's why I'm going to do it this way, okay? Mr. Casper, now this is the Golden Gate Labrador Retriever Rescue up there in Central California, the Bay Area, and we're hoping they'll bring some labs on. All right, we'd like to see labs, wouldn't we, Sydney and Jamie? And yeah, because they're cool dogs too, and they can have big butts. Yeah, does yours, Jamie? Does your lab have a big butt? You can shake your head no if you want. You're muted. I didn't realize that. And I'm still looking for Casper's video. There it is. All right. I bailed myself out. I talk myself into a hole often. Everybody knows that. Okay, we're going to play Casper's video here. I just love the Lab Rescues logo. Okay. I just love that. He looked good sitting there in the Pyrenees Mountains, didn't he? That little logo. Hi, Phil.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
Hey, meet Roman up there in the upper right-hand corner. All right.
Roman.
So before we get started, and I don't want Roman to take the whole thing up because we're streaming to the Lab Rescues Facebook page too. See, a lot of people, they don't go to a lab rescue to adopt a Great Pyrenees. Okay. They're the wrong color and they have to buy a whole new wardrobe to do that. Okay. So, because we don't wear black and they don't buy white. Okay. So similar with Newfies. So Great Pyrenees Rescue Society has done a courtesy posting for Casper. So he's on GPRS's adoption page. And there's been a couple of 2 or 3 hits, right? Total. But he's still the Lab Rescue's best kept secret. Okay. We got to change that. It will no longer, Casper is no longer going to be a secret. And he's also being kind of advertised on New Hope Behavior Consultants website because he made the Wall of Fame. And that's done by achieving merit, achiever merits. And he got a certificate and stuff. So he's a high achiever and we can prove it. All right. So now Phil had even made a comment that almost got me in trouble. He said, man, I wouldn't mind fostering Great Pyrenees. And the Lab Rescue probably would have come out and beat me up. Right. But that choice is actually Phil's because I'm comfortable that Phil can handle the Great Pyrenees. All right. And now, because Mr. Casper, now we're going to, I don't know how much time Roman has. So we want to, I want to have you guys kind of together. And I don't know how to do it on StreamYard here, side by side, but a lot of people know Roman around the world. So let's go ahead and talk about Casper for a few minutes. When you got him, how do you want to do this? You got something you want to open with?
Me?
If you have something you want to open.
Okay. I was going to say, you've fostered Casper twice now, right?
Yeah. So he has been a long journey for this guy. His mom was 100% Pyrenees. He's 50%. The mom and 6 pups were found in the field down in the Central Valley. They spent a month in a shelter. Golden Gate Lab Rescue got involved. Spent another month in a boarding facility. Then was fostered by someone. He, with that foster, developed resource guarding. He came to me as a puppy. We were successful with the resource guarding. He then got adopted. I'm only going to say that the parents or the adopters did not follow through with the training that was recommended several times. He then was surrendered back in May of last year, and we've had him since October. He still had the resource guarding issue, and by the grace of God, we were able to hook up with Steve. I sent out many emails to different Great Pyrenees, and I forgot the lady's name. I think it was Sandy in Utah, or Steve can correct me if I'm wrong. Hooked me up with Steve, and again, like Steve says, we've made great progress. As you can imagine, Golden Lab Rescue has hundreds and hundreds of hours of lab rescue experience. 0 with Great Pyrenees. So working with Steve, this is my first exposure. I have learned a lot about this breed, and I've really gotten to love this breed. And Casper probably could be a great spokesperson for the breed from what I've learned from him. He's a very gentle dog, especially where he's come and where he's been with different places. So yeah, he's been doing well.
Look at him.
Very smart dog.
He's 2 years old, more patient than I am.
Pardon me?
He's 2 years old, just been sitting there his whole time.
Yeah, I've left the room a couple times. I've been doing the 15-day planning of exercise with him, and I left the room.
Karen Overall's thing, Roman.
What was that?
I've got him on Karen Overall's relaxation plan.
Okay.
Yeah. And I tell you, that's for some dogs, that really, really does well. Now,
Yes, and
I
he's
want to
been-
touch on resource guarding for a second. We might have a delay here in our audio. You okay with that? I want to touch on resource guarding. Do you know who is the worst resource guarders that I know of? Humans. Humans are. Okay? We're worse than dogs ever were. All right. Roman even did an entire video on that, and he used his cereal bowl. All right. Were you in your bathrobe that day? I don't think you were.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. So I would like Roman to briefly touch on resource guarding to benefit people that aren't aware, because resource guarding is a natural behavior for a dog.
Right.
But I need Roman to make sense out of that statement.
Just make sure you can hear my voice.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Okay. Resource guarding is a natural behavior, just like me trying to have my coffee has my name on it and somebody wants to grab it. That's resource guarding, my response to it. However, because resource guarding is a tool to survive for dogs, we need to recognize when the dog feels the need to survive, which means high stress responses, environmental triggers, health conditions, that survival need can respond to resource guarding and territorial behavior.
Mhm.
For example, we have visitors in the house. That's new. Dogs react, guardian dogs especially react more sensitive to new things. The first thing that the dog's going to do is kind of protect these resources because that's new and that's stressful. We relocate, we move from one place to another. It's relocation stress. The dog will be more resource guarding in that period of time he established himself in his new house and he creates that safe environment, right? So we see that resource guarding can happen at any time. No dog is immune, right? Any dog can happen.
Even a pug.
Right. So resource guarding is not because the dog is a guardian dog. It has nothing to do with it. Okay, it's a false idea that a guarding dog will more likely resource guard his food. It's not related to that. Actually, guardian dogs are supposed not to resource guard because A, they are with sheeps, they are with other dogs in the same area, so resource guarding will be counterintuitive. So we don't want resource guarding to be a breed trait. So therefore, guardian dogs are not resource guarders until they are stressed. Does it answer the question? Does it rule out and knock out most of these things? So if a dog shows resource guarding, the first thing I want to look for is underlying medical conditions, belly ache, digestive problems, toothache. The food is wrong. The food is different. The dog cannot eat that food. He has digestive problems, so he wants to keep it for later because now he cannot. So ulcers can be an issue. Toothache can be an issue. Headache, shoulder pain because the dog has to bend over the ball and all his weight goes on the shoulders. All these things are part of the dog may not be able to eat right now, so he's going to resource guard it for later. But one thing that's very helpful here is if we teach the dog proactively what to do if he feels that way, what to do if the dog has resource guarding needs. So this is where morals and ethics kick in. Should I punch my wife in the head because she grabbed my coffee mug? No, she's your wife, right? So, but what if the neighbor does it? What if the guy next door does it? So this is different. So we want to educate the dog what to do. So we counter condition the dog in the beginning that if you feel resource guarding, don't worry about it. I'm going to leave you alone. But hey, I have an alternative option. Do you like that instead? So you don't need to take it away. Give the dog another option. Isolate the dog, protect the dog. Done.
Now with Casper, he didn't want to do it. He wasn't comfortable resource guarding his food, and he was very quickly stopped it because what was happening was he was uncomfortable while he was eating. Okay, and we took away what was making him uncomfortable. That was as simple as that. All right. Wasn't it, Phil?
100% made a big difference. Big difference.
It was suggested to you. It was suggested to you a way to heal the resource guarding is, well, stand right by him while he's eating, huh? And
walk up and tell him out. He sits down.
Right. It was a routine that I read. Believe it or not, early on, Roman was actually, I showed that to Roman, the video, the public video. Okay. And he agreed with me that, yeah, we got to change this routine. And Roman was the first one to say, and that's probably all you got to do to that dog. And his foresight like that was actually right. And I had a good idea of it too. Keep in mind, when it comes to the training world, no trainer technically is better than another. We may have done something more recently than another. Now, Roman, that he doesn't count. He's better than us because he never stops educating himself in a lot of good areas that I don't care about. All right, but I should. So now back to Casper and his adoption, and then Roman's got an announcement to make that you're going to like too. What kind of home would he need? Does he need another dog to play with and play bitey face with, or would he be okay as an only dog?
He'd be okay with the only dog, but I think it's an added benefit. If he is with another dog, we have a yellow lab 7. They play a lot. They play tug of war. There's been a couple stuffed squirrels. There's fluffy toys that didn't survive them playing tug of war. She has laid into him a couple times, that when she was done, he just walked away. So I think the mentoring and the playing would be an added value. Definitely have to go with someone that's going to continue with the training and make him a priority and not someone that is left in the backyard all the time. So
Right.
Training, he's going to be a great companion.
Okay. Now, explain to them their feeding position now. He eats side by side with Cheyenne, and there's a sliding glass door in between them. Is all. Is that correct?
Actually, we could put his bowl on the top step that leads out to the backyard. Cheyenne's bowl right next. It's actually with a screen door. It's not even the glass.
Screen door. Okay.
Door. It's this patio screen door right next to each other.
Okay.
And I'm even sitting there. You can see the big difference.
And
he's very relaxing.
And he is very relaxed. I've seen the videos. So, and let me explain why that's significant with that dog. And what could be with other dogs too. But this is for this dog. All right. Because the screen was plenty. Okay. And he feels comfortable. And also too, he's feeling more comfortable being closer. What's the distance between the two dogs while they're eating?
That was a foot.
About a foot? Okay. So, yeah, big progress here. Big progress. But always remember, just like Roman said, they're dogs. If they don't feel comfortable and they feel the need at that time, okay, depends on content going on around them at the same time. Go ahead, Roman. Roman raised his hand.
It seems that this resource guarding could be also trauma response, that he never felt protected around his food.
I agree.
The presence of feel makes him feel secure that everything's being taken care of. So that's an attachment issue, which is likely you guys already on.
Oh, he's got, and that's absolutely right. We need to get the attachment proper with the adopter. Absolutely. And we have me, we have Roman and other resources. Okay. I like that little guy.
Yeah, Steve. The other thing, I can give both dogs a treat. They can stand side by side next to me, and I can hand them both treats. No issues. I told Steve
even though I recommended against that, for the record, when I say I give treats side by side, one of them's on my left side, one's on my right side. That's my way of doing it. But you're comfortable and you haven't put him into a position, but you now recognize when he's not comfortable.
Exactly. Totally agree.
Yeah. The signals are amazing.
One thing I thought, guarding, it was just the food bowl. Toys, we were very careful. I even watched Roman's video the first 3 months.
Adopted a dog, now what?
Pardon me?
Yeah, the video was called Adopted a Dog, now what?
Yeah, and so when he gets toys or when he gets an object in his mouth, toys he'll bring to you, he'll play tug of war. He'll get my socks or whatever. Started off with a treat. He knows the word treat. He would drop the object. And he apparently bit the previous owner because they were trying to get a wipe out of his mouth. So we use the treat in exchange for the object. Perfect. We even can now have him sit. He'll just drop the object. So it's just been with the food bowl in the beginning. So
he's a very high
I
achiever.
believe. Right now he's relaxed.
Well, actually, he's very comfortable. So, all right, Phil. Now this is labrescue.org is where Casper is. Okay. Roman's got an announcement that Phil's going to be interested in too, I think. What do you got, Roman?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Forgot about that. So I observed the last couple of months an increase of behavior issues, which are not really behavior issues. It's kind of like the end result of a parenting journey that a dog just didn't catch up correctly. So I thought it should be a good time to kind of put some things organized. So I created a holistic online guardian dog parenting class. Okay, so again,
how about that for guardians?
Right.
Can a lab come?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
The concept is the same. Just some people want to see their dog on the screen rather than the boxer or the bulldog or the chihuahua, right? Like, these are not Pyrenees. You don't know about Pyrenees. Okay, I got it. So this class will be specifically for guardian dogs and the problems that having. For example, a dog who comes from a farm and should be living in a home or the other way around. But my main course is here to help people understand the guardian breed and not what you can find on Facebook and blah, blah, blah. Everybody's copy and pasting from other stuff. We want to make sure we understand the guardian breeds in the essence. We're going to talk about training techniques and behavior management. And we're not talking about corrections and punishments, right? We're going to talk about advanced training and specific behavior management for more advanced behaviors, making sure we understand the concept, why those behaviors are happening, and what we can do about it. I don't want you guys to have a battle and a war with your dog. It should be a healing process.
Will this be a certification at the end, possibly?
Well, everybody gets certificate of attendance. That's how far I can get. Because it's a 4-week class. But so we have 4 segments. So the first one will be, again, as I said, the understanding of the guardian breeds. That will be week 1. And I know most of you have an idea about it, but we're going to go really deep essence. Week 2 would be training techniques and behavior management. And even if you cannot make it to that particular week, there will be a recording. You can watch it in replay. Well, you will not be able to ask questions in real time, though.
Right.
Then we have week 3 will be advanced training and specific behavior management, which we're going for advanced training processes because, we have neighbors with dogs, we have other dogs in the house and all these things, more complex situations. And then part 4 will be basically lifelong care and advanced concept, where we are talking about how can we long-term plan behavior modifications, long-term plan, for example, have a puppy. What will this behavior look like in 5 months from now, in 2 years from now, 3 years from now? My wife is pregnant. It's not my wife, just saying a theoretical wife is pregnant. What's going to happen to my dog when my child will move around like a loose cannon? How can I proactively work to that? So I would say this is kind of like a must workshop for people who want to have a guardian dog or have multiple dogs in the house to have the foundation of what they need without hiring a trainer outsourced. You can actually start from very scratch, very beginning, easy to follow through exercises. And it's, from my perspective, a no-brainer. I try to keep it very simple. My English is not perfect, which I know and understand how complicated it can get if things are very sciencey. And so even terms like, positive reinforcement and positive punishment and negative punishment, and you're like, okay, you lost me here. Do I or do I not punishing the dog, right? But these are completely
Those
different.
are labels. This started out to be labels because I don't know. Anyway, this is a real deal. So I'm putting a link in the comments as we speak.
Right. So,
and you can sign up. It's cheap too. $64 for 4 weeks, right?
Yeah. And so everybody will get assignments to do for the homework. We're going to talk about the assignments the next week, see how far you can get with that. And then we're going to go one step after the other. It doesn't matter if you didn't have time to be in real time on the video. You always have the time to follow up with it and asking questions through email. And we're going to have a little Facebook group where you guys can come in and ask questions and get things up more in a
cool.
safe container.
So you can get one-on-one like that when you're not on the thingy, the Zoom.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, one-on-one, okay. The group would be one-on-one. Everybody can ask the questions. Want to make sure that all the questions are in one place so people who
Understand.
didn't hear the questions can answer the questions. It's not an individual session. I will not address individual problems up to the end of week 4 where we have a short Q&A, go over things that everybody can learn from it instead of working with one
Okay.
person.
Now, this is one class per week. Is that 4 classes for 4
One
weeks?
class per week
Okay.
for
Good.
4 weeks. It starts in March.
All right.
And it's going to end up in
Oh,
April.
next month.
Yeah.
Cool. Get ready, everybody. Big Bug Contest will be over, so no excuses. You're going to learn to a lot more about the inner workings of your Great Pyrenees, and always remember that also is going to be able to include Akbash, and if you have a Maremma, and if you have I have a Kuvaz. All right. They got dynamite. We've got a Casper up here. He's a pure mix. That's okay. His personality is predominantly Great Pyrenees. All right. And that's what I've been noticing. They got strong personalities.
Does anybody have any questions about the class since I'm here? And
Yeah, but that's right. You're here, and I didn't want to run overtime on the dogs because we have a new rescue that we're streaming to. Yeah, we're streaming to the Golden Gate Labrador Retriever page in California, so you're getting out there too. This is a good thing, all right? Because this applies to labs too. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do this. I've been doing this the same way for almost the same way for almost 38 years now with this breed. I didn't know that it would work with other breeds. I don't work with other breeds. And then when I met Roman, well, he's doing it. I go, wow, cool. But you see all these other people around there think they got to have tools to do this. They're not necessary, okay? And they hurt sometimes.
yeah,
And
especially in our hunting dogs, and I can see, the hunting dog group is more likely to use aversive tools because
Right.
it kind of has this established already. But it's not a good establishment. Just because everybody does it doesn't mean it's right.
Right. That's right. And they just not, there's an ongoing class action lawsuit in California right now against the manufacturers, one of the manufacturers of shock collars. And the lawsuit is about false advertising because they are advertising that it doesn't hurt your dog. That was a lie.
It wouldn't work if it doesn't.
It wouldn't work, right? And besides that, at no given time in my mind, it's a good idea to use electric shock on your dog's neck. Isn't that just like electrocuting them?
Yeah, no matter how everybody calls it, buzzing, zapping, tipping,
It still
nipping,
does.
knocking, it's just a different word of a bad idea.
Yeah. And by
I-
the
I
way,
used to use that.
yeah.
I'm a former
Hey,
shock collar trainer, so I totally understand everyone's opinion about that. I've been there, done
Right.
it.
right. I don't. Yeah. Roman used to use tools. Okay. Matter of fact, when I met him, he had just ended all that. So
Not
at least
proud
I
of it,
think that.
but I did it. So
Yeah, he did it. Yes, he did. Because he couldn't stomach it. He got to thinking, wow, look what that dog's doing, right? So
So,
but-
Steve, real quick, can you hear me? Steve, can you hear me?
Yep.
I'll just tell the audience that when we got him from the boarding facility, they were actually using an e-collar on Casper. And
Yes.
when the first day I met Steve, I explained that to him. He said, get rid of it. And I will have to say the day I removed that, you can see he became much calmer without that collar on. So it was actually creating anxiety,
Yep.
wearing it, and difference overnight. Unbelievable. Thank you.
and what I did, and that was extremely important. That what Phil did, he was very honest and forthcoming with this information. Do not be afraid to talk to your trainer. We're not here to judge you. Okay, that's not what we do. All right, we're here to help. Okay. So now, in his case, since I had that information, I had to assume that there was an association of that with the human. So I made sure I included working on disassociating that. And with Casper, I see no lingering effects with him. And he's I'm not going to say it's a rare case because we sometimes see that without the lingering effects. We're so relieved to not have it. And what we did is I associated Phil taking that away instead of using it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
one small idea so you can understand how deep it can go. I worked with a client a couple of years ago who their dog was attacking the grandfather. And nobody knew why. All of a sudden, he starts attacking the grandfather. We looked at the behavior timeline and we found out that his dog, before he starts attacking the grandfather, he was in a training facility.
right.
They used shock collars. And then it still didn't make any sense. What has the grandfather to do with the shock collar training, right? But one thing that I noticed is that the grandfather came in with his hands in his pockets.
Oh,
And guess what the trainer
Hiding the
had in his
button.
pocket? He had
Yep.
the shock collar so the neighborhood would not see what he's working with.
that's right.
And so every time the dog saw the grandfather coming in, he thought he's going to get shocked. So he attacked the grandfather before it happens.
Yeah.
It's how far it can go. So
Yeah.
I'm out.
I had one in Maine. They would say, no, push the button. Say, no, push the button. Well, that dog was somewhere in another state. These people adopt him, and they would say the dog's name. Don't do that. Come on, no. And boom. As soon as they heard the word no, that was the trigger. And you're actually the one that determined that one. It was you.
Remember the tone at the door?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was that Colorado dog.
Mm.
It was the keypad entry. Now, these folks had their e-collar set on tone, and I think it was this number 7 on the keypad matched the tone that collar put off, and it triggered the dog.
To attack the person he was
We
leading.
actually have that on video.
Poor guys. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's all good because if you don't know it, see, this is why we don't judge you. You don't know this. Because you're hearing something convincing the other way, and we don't blame you at all. We don't blame the parents unless because we can show you another way. There's no unless. We'll just show you another way to do it. There's always another way. All you gotta do is think about it. Okay. Same way with dogs, and remember they have feelings too, and they can outthink us too. The Great Pyrenees outthink us about 7-1, but they don't have logic. There's a lot going on
They
there.
have pure logic.
Yeah. And one of the
Logic, pure
examples, and an example of what's affected by not having logic, that would be knowing right from wrong. Think about that one. We create right from wrong, not them. And since we keep moving the goalpost on what's right and what's wrong, they can't learn it either. They're not wired that way. So what do? Well, if they're doing something you don't want them to do that you perceive as wrong, call them to you first. Everything goes through you, call them to you, and give them something else to do that you approve of. Isn't that an easy way to do it? There's your tip for the day. Yeah. All right, everybody, we're going to get out of here. And man, this is about the longest overtime we've had, huh, Sydney? Cindy, anything to add? Jamie?
Nope. I just hope that Gunner finds a great home, as all
I have no doubt Gunner and Winter.
a great home.
I think Gunner and Winter both are going to hit the two-way street jackpots here, because I think the foster parents are going to make sure of it. All right, Jen.
Absolutely. Well,
Jen?
thank you. Yeah, thank you everyone so much for coming on the show today. We just love seeing all these different rescues come together in one show. That was super fun.
Yeah, I smile every time I see the Utah and the Colorado and the Montana. It's just so cool, you know. And also, don't forget, GPRS is kind of in that loop also, and because they have worked with all the rescues in the past in one way or another. So the rescues work together, and good things happen. All right.
Absolutely.
But the best thing that happens is that they don't have any dogs to rescue. That would be the best. But it's not in their control. So, all right, everybody. Roman, thanks for coming in. That was a pleasant
Thank you.
surprise.
It was a pleasure. Maybe
Yeah.
I should make it a habit to be around on Saturdays because I feel there are many great people who have questions. We can answer them straight off.
Yeah, except this is Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
That's okay. You're allowed to make anything you want to say. So let's get signed up for his class, and And the link is in there. And Phil, don't forget to enter Casper in the Big Fluffy Butt contest.
I'm gonna enter Cheyenne. She's got a cuter butt.
There you go. Enter them both.
Very,
It's free. It doesn't cost anything, and it doesn't matter about how big the butts are. It matters about having fun, showing off your dogs, and just picking a winner. That's really everybody's winners. I had told our judges that if we don't get very many entries, we gotta give everybody the prizes, and. But if we get too many entries, we can't afford to give everybody prizes. And a shout out to the Great Pyrenees Coffee Company. They're donating the 4 prizes, the bags, the treat bags, and they're going to cross ship them for us. And that was amazing.
Yeah,
and they're a group that works with the rescues, and you put up a little store there, similar to what GPRSWC's Candy, only this doesn't end. And you buy like candy. They actually coffee too. Apparently, they make very good coffee, Roman. And
where's that?
The Great Pyrenees Coffee Company. All right,
I didn't know that exists.
Yes,
I have already coffee. Totally
I'll
white.
send you the link.
Pyrenees, and it's only coffee.
Yeah, well, I'll send you the link after the show in your messenger. Okay.
Okay.
And it's really cool. There's a lot of rescues that are signed up for that. All right, a lot of Great Pyrenees rescues.
Clarify something because it has to be fair, right? Corgis are obviously not allowed to be in that contest, right?
A corgi can if they have legs.
Yeah, but they have cute butt though.
Corgis are herding dogs that think they're guardians, but they do have cute butts.
They have that's my thought. They're too cute.
But the Newfies, yeah, I would like to challenge. I mean, have a Newfie come in. Because they think they're the best and we think we're the best. I told the Newfie Rescue I couldn't foster for them because I couldn't afford a new wardrobe. Because they tell their people don't buy white. We tell our folks don't wear black.
Right.
All right, everybody. And by the way, Lori, you got to get another foster and come back on the show. Lori is on. She's once had the Newfies on before. And let's hope we can get some Labrador retrievers on here. They're cool dogs too. All right, everybody. That's it. I keep saying that. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.